Hey there. Just a shout out to all you out there that have supported my family, and also to all the enemies that will watch this video and comment on it. And Eric Stidham, I wanted to say hi to you because I know you'll use this video and you'll say that I'm violating the protective injunction that the judge issued, saying that I can't talk about St. Luke's or about any of the case. And I also, this message is to the YouTube administration and any others, which, I don't know if you care or not, but it's pretty tyrannical for a court to say that a person cannot talk about another person, and if they do, that they're in violation of some permanent injunction. And that's the terminology from the Ada County Court, Judge Baskin, which I've tried to give Judge Baskin a pretty good chance to do what is right, but it doesn't seem like she's going to. She went right along with Judge Norton's, didn't miss a beat, held a trial. Now remember, just so you know, and this is, those you might be just tuning in, I been involved in a pretty significant lawsuit where the largest hospital in Idaho, actually the largest institution in Idaho, St. Luke's, has sued me and Diego Rodriguez for talking about when they participated in taking baby Cyrus from his very good and loving and caring parents. And there's a lot on this channel you can learn. I don't want to go into details, but it was a travesty of justice for them to take this baby, and the state knew it and backed away from it, dismissed the case, dismissed all the charges, and backed away from it. The state wasn't dumb enough to do what St. Luke's has done, but St. Luke's, of course, after that sued us for defamation because we called them out on their wickedness. And they hired this hot dog law firm, Holland and Hart, and got one of their main partners, Eric Stidham, and then built a whole legal team. And basically, St. Luke's wrote them an open check, just a blank check to destroy Diego and I. And they've done a pretty good job at it, and I haven't really defended myself for lots of reasons, which you can go to the video here, and I answer the question why I haven't defended myself in court. I mainly wanted to, point out a few things, and I got my computer here because we had a little Eric and St. Luke's and the courts and stuff. They don't like that Diego and I bring everything to the public, and but I'm very much a sunlight is the best disinfectant guy. I believe that, and I believe there's lots of protection from wicked people by bringing things to the to the court of public opinion. Well, Eric Stidham, he can't control that because he's so used to manipulating and dominating in the court that he can't stand the just speaking truth to the people and showing evidence. And when you go to my videos, you can see that I not only try to my best, and I'm not no articulate speaker or anything. Don't get me wrong there. I'm just saying that, and I'm not a videographer either. But I can pick out the evidence and present it, and I back everything I say with evidence, and I give video and documents and statements, and most of these are videos and document statements that are certified evidence in the courts. Not that, that's the only way to get evidence, but Eric Stidham believes that Stidham believes that that the only way that truth is determined is through a judge and a jury, and but that's a false. As I wrote to him in this last email, kind of back and forth, I said, I could go into much detail with specifics, evidence, but I don't believe you will consider any of it. And then the last line, I said, truth in your mind seems to be what you can convince a judge or a jury of. And then I go on and say, a conniving lawyer with enough money and assistance can convince a judge or a jury of almost anything. So that's certainly not the way that truth is determined. Truth is determined by looking at the evidence, and not just evidence that's controlled by the court through layers and layers and layers of motions of eliminate, so that the jury only sees what you want them to see. And remember, I didn't participate in this trial, so the jury only got to see what Eric and so forth. And there's reasons why there's a reason why I didn't participate. And so I'm just pointing out that just because they presented their story and limited the jury from seeing the truth doesn't mean that the findings of the jury or the findings of the judge are truth. Because I am presenting with these videos direct evidence, such as when Dr. Rachel Thomas, who's part of the whole clan, when she says that baby Cyrus looked like a Haiti baby, right? Well, if you go to the videos, you'll see I show right before they took baby Cyrus, and he looks like a happy, healthy, content baby. He doesn't look like a Haiti baby. And she does a lot of things, and there's a video there, she does several things. And this is just one example that I did, and I've presented. And so I'm asking you here, and all those that will watch this video, I'm asking you to look at the evidence and stop reading the Idaho Statesman, who has not ever said anything good about me and has never said anything bad about St. Luke's health system or Eric Stidham or anybody who I have opposed. Never have. I mean, that's just complete bias. I mean, a newspaper just simply should try to not take sides, but they take sides, and the reason why is because they politically disagree with me. Our ideologies are completely different, and they're collectivists, and I'm very much against collectivism. I don't believe that power should be centralized, and they do, and I also believe in very much that in individual freedom. They do not. I do not believe that you can have a healthy forest without healthy trees. And I don't believe that you can go and strip the trees of their bark and strip the trees of their leaves and cut down the trunks and have a healthy forest. I don't believe in collectivism. I believe it's absolutely wrong. I believe that if you strengthen the tree, that you keep the tree the priority, and then it grows strong, it has strong roots, it has strong trunk, it has strong trees or leaves, it has strong good bark, then I believe you have a healthy forest. And these people are crazy. They think completely backwards. They're completely backwards. They think that you can have a healthy forest by stripping and minimizing and restricting the trees. And I don't believe that. And that's what these people believe. And so they think that they can go in and strip a family of their baby because they know better, right? And then all of a sudden you have a healthy, then you're going to have a healthy community because, the families are now being stripped. I mean, that doesn't make sense. And so, anyway, I don't believe in collectivism, and that's why they oppose me. And so, just kind of going full circle here, I did want to, and I it hasn't been easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It hasn't been easy facing the reality that St. Luke's has full control of the state's compulsion to destroy my life. That hasn't been easy. And because of my, livelihood and my life and my home and my, businesses are all based in Idaho, that means that this compulsion to take what I earned and what I have worked for, my family, my wife, and family has supported me in, what I have earned, to take that literally and give it to St. Luke's. Just like that, boom, just like that, because I said bad things about them, and they think that and that hasn't been easy to deal with, to navigate through the possibility. And in fact, I thought, well, I just want peace. I am kind of tired of all of this. I've been tired of it for a long time. And as many of you that know, I haven't, asked for these fights. I mean, I didn't take baby Cyrus. I love how Eric Stidham somehow twisted, somehow I created this situation. I didn't take baby Cyrus. I didn't strip him away from his mother, his nursing mother, when he needed that nutrition. I didn't, stick a nasal feeding tube down his throat because they won't let his mother breastfeed him, or stick a bunch of IVs in him, or leave him in his crib with vomit on him so his face burns. I didn't do any of that, Eric Stidham. That was your clients that did that. That was Meridian Police. That was CPS that did that. And they were all wrong, all wrong. I didn't cause this. But I had to react, and I would do it 100 times. I'd do it 1,000 times over. I would not let that little family go without a voice like so many others. In fact, I think there's a new, I don't know if it's a series or just a documentary called something Maya. I can't remember what it is. It's something Maya. I apologize. I just had heard about. Anybody in the comments know what I'm talking about? I don't think it's called Saving Maya. It's let me look at it real quick here. Maya, Netflix. Okay, let's see. Anyway, you can look it up. I guess it's really, really powerful. It's about CPS, and from what I understand, it's very, very, very similar to what they did with baby Cyrus, and they've been doing this. They do this all over the country, and the mother in this case actually committed suicide because she didn't have anybody to voice what was happening to her, and her baby was taken, and the system was against her, and they were lying, and they were doing all of this stuff, and she didn't have anybody there to be a voice. And so she just, can you imagine the desperation of a mother trying to get their child back, knowing that it was wrong, but having people like Eric Stidham from Holland and Hart just crushing her, and CPS just crushing her. And she finally gave up and took her life. And I would recommend, and I'll post in the comments, I'll look at it after I get out this video, I'll actually post a link for you to go watch. But it sounds very, very much like what happened here. And so I am very grateful that I stood for this family, and I would do it 1,000 times over again. But it hasn't been easy. And we recently, actually just earlier this week, last week, we considered very, very, very much about leaving Idaho. And we just leave everything because they've got my assets locked up, and they've got my bank accounts, seized, and they've got all these things locked up. And we just said, let's just leave. We'll go to another state, another area, and we'll just start from fresh with nothing. and we'll just build. I'll just work, and I'm not afraid to work and produce. And I've built multiple businesses before and sold them for millions of dollars, and I'll just do it again. And it was very difficult to think about that, and we announced that to our children, and we I'm telling you some things that just happened. You know, we started boxing up our house, and I just couldn't see, and had been asking, the Lord for direction, and I just, couldn't see an end to this. And scheduled a moving truck. And the day that the moving truck was scheduled to come, I, praying the whole time. The day the moving truck was scheduled to come, I woke up early in the morning, and I felt very, very clear understanding from God. And I believe and know, I know that happens. I know that. Sometimes usually never happens when you want it to, but it does happen. And I felt very clear understanding that I was not to leave Idaho yet, that I was to stay and fight. And, that I would understand more why I was supposed to do this later. And I believe that Idaho is in such a crucial time, and that I have to believe that the things that are going on here are going to mean something, and they're going to mean something for the people of Idaho, and I also believe for this country. And if I was to leave, the understanding, I don't know exactly why, I don't know the details, I don't know, just know I was not supposed to leave, and that the reason why will be known in the future. And then I began to see a little bit of light, I guess. I don't mean that physically, but I'll be able to see a path of somehow there'll be some way to get through this and ultimately prevail over these wicked people and expose them. I mean, we're talking about some very wicked people. We're talking about, the executives of St. Luke's, the board of directors, their attorneys. These are people that have allowed St. Luke's to be one of only 13 hospitals that performs transgender surgeries on minors. Think about that. And make tons of money off of it, mutilating children, their genitals, whether they're a little boy or a little girl, on minors. And there's only 13 hospitals in the United States that will do that. And one of them is right here in Boise, Idaho. Boise, Idaho. Right here in Idaho. And we've got a lot of cleaning up to do, but I have a lot of hope, and I have a lot of I just feel strong, and I've had some crazy things happen over the last couple days, both good and bad, but bring me a lot of understanding and hope. And I'm talking about just, I'll go into the details sometime, and I hate to leave a cliffhanger like that, but it's just too fresh to talk about. But we're talking about some very powerful people that have wanted to come to help and assist me, but are receiving tremendous amount of pressure from other powerful people, and are hesitant to voice their support and put their name on these things. And I don't know if they ever will, and I don't know that it matters if they do or they don't, but it's just very interesting because, I'm right now just an apple farmer in Idaho, and these things are happening. So mostly I just wanted to, restate that of kind of what's happening where I'm at. I haven't really said much the last couple weeks, and I've been kind of just wanting to be free of all of this, wanting peace, you know. And I almost left Idaho with my family, and we just wanted to, you know, be free, but we weren't supposed to. And so I had a hearing. There was a hearing today about, you know, they sued in another lawsuit. They sued myself and my wife Lisa, and they sued a friend of mine because he purchased my home, and they're saying that, you know, we sold the home to try to fraud St. Luke's out of it, and therefore they're trying to unwind the sale so that St. Luke's can take my home from me, and so that was, and I ended up not participating in that. I didn't see the value of participating in that. And like I said to the media, I go, when thieves are, you know, determining how they're going to rob from you, and they invite you to the discussion, it's probably best that you don't participate in that discussion. And that's ultimately what's happening. These people are thieves, and they have the theft mentality, and they are willing, and they actually use state compulsion to steal property, assets, and to crush people that oppose them and, you know, voice their opinion. And so I'm far from being done fighting. I don't fight like normal, in the sense that everybody thinks, go get an attorney and go fight in the courts, and, you know, if you win, you win, and if you don't, you don't, and you accept it. And you know, I've never fought that way. Actually, never. Even though I have spent a ton of time in the courts, and I don't believe that the determination of a court proceeding is the determining factor of whether something's right or wrong, or whether something's true or not. And I think truth is determined by God, and I think that every person, when they're honest with themselves, can find the truth for themselves. But it takes a lot of effort, and the way you find it is you push off the propaganda. You get rid of the propaganda, those who are trying to, you know, deceive and have different motives, and you look at the evidence and you determine for yourself. You look at the facts and you determine for yourself. And that's what, you know, I've tried to present to you in this case, and I think it's very clear. It's very clear what they did. And I think the state knew how clear it was, and that's why they dismissed quickly the CPS case against the family, and they dismissed all the criminal charges against the mother and the aunt, because they knew they were in the wrong. And then here comes St. Luke's, won't let it go, you know, trying to be more powerful than the state, trying to act like the state and prosecute me. And I don't believe in the end they're going to get away with it. I don't believe that at all. I want you to know that. And so I was going to go into some of the things that Eric said, but I don't know that it matters right now. He just purges himself every time he talks, and he's easy to rile up, so I can rile him up in the emails, and then he starts going off and starts saying things that are completely factually inaccurate. And I was going to have a lot of fun with that on this email, but I think I've made my point, and maybe I'll do that again at another time. And just wanted you to know that Bundy family's not leaving Idaho. I know that my enemies would love for me to leave, and they almost prevailed in that way. And I don't know exactly what direction I'm going. I don't know how I'm going to fight this exactly, other than just politically calling them what they are, which they're thieves. They run on a thief mentality. They have the code of thieves, which is to take something that they didn't earn. And that's what they're doing. And then even worse, when you have a thief that has the ability, the money, and the influence and the corruption to cause the state to steal from you. So using state compulsion to steal from you, that's when it gets really bad, and that's exactly what's happening here. So anyway, thank you for your time. Share this message around. You know, if you want more, I'll keep people updated from time to time. I'm not the great media guy and the video guy. I think you guys kind of know that, but I'm here. I've got a little family I'm going to protect. I've got, you know, the place I live and my income that I'm going to protect. And I don't know exactly how it's going to go down, but I know that I'm here for the fight. And just want to thank you and have a good evening.